What motivated you to make your own dishwashing soap, or what motivates you to grow your own potatoes or, have a vegetable garden one day?
There are probably a few aspects to it, but one of them is I feel like and I've always gone on about this, but the prescription that we're given as humans, I think, is A, limited, B, metropolitan focused, and C, not in our own interests. And that does sound quite conspiracy-esque, but I think everyone would just agree with that, right? It's
Hmm.
like the best thing for dishwasher tablets or food or anything is not what you're being told to eat, etc. And so for me, it's kind of like maybe defiance potentially. It's like this is not the best way to, and I don't want to accept. I don't want to accept being told to do these things and then doing them. I have a very, very hard time with that kind of authority over me by someone that doesn't have my best interests at heart. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like that is also a big thing, to a fault. That it's like anything kind of authority based. Maybe that's why I have my own company. But anything authority based, I just cannot deal with. Especially if I think they're in the wrong. Like that's the worst. I
Right.
cannot deal with that at all. If I'm like, oh, I've got to do that thing, I've got to do that thing, and then someone goes, hey, could you do that thing? I'm like, well, that's something I'm definitely not going to do now. I'm sorry, I can't. You know, like
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I think defiance is a great word for it. I was going to ask you, like, yeah, do you feel a little anti-authoritarian or rebellious in
Yeah, I'd
any
say
of
so.
those words that you kind of identify most with?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I used to live like that, like a lot more like that. I've lived in a van for a bit. Yeah, I lived in an ashram for a long time, and it's just getting outside of the prescription was always, or the script rather, was my big thing because I think that's everyone's thing in their teens and 20s. But getting outside of the script because it was just like this is not right.
And I seem to recall that you also had different colored hair and wore leather jackets in a punk band. Is that correct? Am I
Well,
imagining that?
I've been in many punk bands, but no, this one was an '80s era glam metal band. Think Motley Crue, Skid Row, that type of thing. And yeah, it was. We basically lived an entire Motley Crue 10 years of their career within 1 year, and somehow, or I think, all survived thereabouts. But yeah, there was one side white, one side black, long hair, leather jackets, makeup, and that was also like the purpose of looking that way and like wearing big women's cowboy boots and like as much makeup and lipstick as you can, was to go out into town and I guess kind of show and prove, look, I'm different than you, and I know it annoys you, and I like that.
Hmm.
Being
Yeah.
that's a no way you're getting into it now. Being different has always been a thing for me. You know that commonly held belief of like everyone just kind of wants to fit in, everyone wants to be part of a group and stuff like that. And of course, you could say being part of a glam metal band is being part of a group, especially because there's a style attached to it. However, I've never felt that. Like in school, I've never been like, I need to be, need to fit in with my friends. I've always been the exact opposite of like, everyone's doing this, I want to do something completely different. And I think I want them to see that I'm doing something completely different too. you know,
And what would you get out of that?
I guess I want to be seen as someone that is not preoccupied with what people think about them, and that inherently has value in my mind. Like, yeah, I think that makes sense. Like, our kind of family archetypal hero or heroes growing up were like Clint Eastwood is number one, or at least his characters. Like that is the epitome of you know masculinity and all that stuff. And my parents aren't weird; they're just '90s parents. But it's like that is it's the Lone Ranger type of thing, isn't it? And I don't know, what that is.
Would you say like standing out felt like useful for you in some way?
I don't know about useful, but important. Because like I don't think I would lean towards I want to be different from everyone else and just go and live my quiet, different life without anyone else knowing that I'm living a different life. Back then, Now I don't care, but although I say that anyway. So so yeah, I think the being seen as being different had, I think, the same value as other people get from being seen as being the same. You know?
Yeah, and was there like a rejection of something in that? Like you kind of mentioned, like almost like, I don't know, having some pride in not wanting to be like everyone else, or like in a way not caring what people think, even though like it kind of was caring what people think.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Did you think you were accomplishing the first?
yeah, it's a classic thing of like, look, everyone, how much I don't care what people think. Please, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I completely understand that.